All right, now let's head to the markets. We have Anita with the details of volatility right there. Yeah, in most of the markets we track. So how's it looking, Anita? I see red on the screen for the NGX.
Yes, Ladi, good afternoon. This is intraday market numbers, 0.13% is what I last tracked. Of course, the NGX making a slight pullback at intraday.
I wonder which one is more red, your tie or that on the screen?
Ladi, forget about my tie. This is just a fashion accessory, but this is where you should focus on.
Okay.
Maybe it's just there's a dot of white here. So let's. But don't look at my tie. Take a look at this.
All right.
And of course, so far the month of November, which we'll be talking more with our analysts, the month of November is very much in the green, slightly 0.6%, and then year to date it's increased to about 31.4%. So let's talk more about the market. Okay, look at the numbers there. Which myself and Ladi were just talking about, the two major markets on bourses on the African continent. That's both the Nigerian exchange and the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, taking two sides of the colors, one red, one in the green. And for Nigerian stock markets, yesterday we saw the likes of Lafarge, WAPCO, which is also known as WAPCO to some people, and Lafarge. So we saw that making a print on the industrial goods index, which is up by 0.8% for yesterday. Consumer goods was up 1.1%. Only the oil and gas sector was in the red, but so far this time we're seeing a flip-flopping in between the sectors on the NGX, where that's why you see this number in the red. But of course, this number is not the final number. 2:30 will be the final close for the market for Thursday. But talking about the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, it's been able to sustain that gain from yesterday, 85,000, and still climbing for intraday market numbers for Thursday before the close of the day's session. And for the other markets that we track, the EGX 30 is 0.34%. So it's looking more of a mixed picture for the markets on the African continent. While for the close of Wednesday's trading session, Nairobi Stock Exchange All-Share Index was in the red by more than 0.5% for that market that we track at intraday, and for the Kenyan Stock Exchange for the close of Wednesday. And now let's talk more about the equities market, and we're still looking at the month of November, where we have about 6.5 days before we call it quits for the market, and so far it's been in the green, slightly in the green, like I mentioned earlier. But let's bring in our equity trader and analyst, Bimbo Moronkola, who's a stockbroker with IBCC Stockbrokers, to give us details about what we're looking at within the month of November. Thank you for joining us, Bimbo.
Hi, good afternoon, Anita. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you. Okay, so now let me start first with the month of November. What are the factors that are driving investor sentiment in the Nigerian stock market this month?
Okay, well, so far this month has been relatively quiet when compared to previous months. However, investor sentiments have been mixed as the market has witnessed profit taking in some names, especially the oil and gas names, where we saw a bit of profit taken after the rally, which was the rally on the back of the various acquisitions happening in the likes of Haradel and Horando. So after the rally, we started to see renewed but cautious buying interest at attractive low levels by investors. So it's been mixed. We've seen profit taken and as well as renewed buying interest at attractive low levels. And also in the consumer space, and we've seen attractive low price levels in that space as well. So this month we've started seeing new but cautious buying interest in most of the consumer names. We've seen the likes of Champion, Cadbury, seeing more buying interest in those names. Then for the banking names, the Tier 1 banks has continually seen improved buying interest. That's due to the continuous confidence of investors in those Tier 1 banks, and as well as some of them cautiously taking position ahead of the year-end results.
Okay, so now, I know you were about to say something, but I think because of time, let me just speed up my question. So my next question is, we know that the Naira has been, taking a very lower value, and the effect has been seen across every aspect of the economy. But this time, how is it affecting activities in the NGX?
Okay, so the valuation of Naira as well as improved FX liquidity led to increase in foreign investors' participation in the equities market this year. that led to increased FX inflows for investment in equities, as well as some of the foreign guys that are persistent in existing to exit Nigeria also sold off to take out their funds from Nigeria. So yes, the valuation of Naira, the positive aspect is the fact that we saw increased participation from foreign investors.
Okay, so my third question with you is, which of the sectors within the equities market is currently outperforming or underperforming, and why is this?
Okay, like I said earlier on, the banking sector has been, of course, performing, even on the back of the recent capital raise that we've seen. It's been doing well. Most of the names have gained. Then while the consumer sectors and the telecommunications sector took a hit due to losses made from FX revaluation of their what's it called, their loans and other inputs which they import from the foreign countries. So yes, the consumer sector and the telecommunications sector has really taken the lead, and they've underperformed compared to when we compare them to what has happened in the banking sector.
Okay, so Bimbo, my final question with you, which is just in 20 seconds, is foreign investors which have influence within the market, how has their influence affected sentiments within the market this month?
Okay, the local institutional investors that as one of the major investors that really have influenced the market, but they've been quiet and skewed towards the fixed income market due to high interest rates in that space. So, and that has actually affected activities in the market, which resulted in the quiet trend that I mentioned earlier. So, the local institutional clients have been very quiet.
Very quiet, but we just hope they don't maintain their silence within the market. So let's see. We hope to see some activities within the market. Thank you so much for your analysis, Bimbo, and we hope to see more of you on our show.
Thank you for having me.